Okay, let's continue with the Midnight Visitor. Page number 16. Last 4 paragraphs. 31 minutes, Ozibal said moodily. Ozibal said, we have to wait 30 minutes. After that, those papers are going to arrive. The appointment was for 12:30. Now he's saying that the papers are going to arrive at 12:30. I wish I knew how you learned about the report, Max. And now he is asking Max and trying to mingle him in his own words and in his plot, making him busy to think. And he's saying, how did you know, Max, about these papers? Because these were very secret papers. Nobody knew that they are going to arrive. How come you know about these papers? The little smiled evilly. So, yes, smile. The other spy, Max, is now thinking that he is being praised. He is getting happy. And he is smiling. That see, I am such a smart guy. And we wish we knew how you people got the report. But no harm has been done. I will get it back tonight. What is that? Who is at the door? So he's just giving a smile and saying that nothing will be done. I'll get the report because those reports are very important. I want those reports and I'm going to take them from you. And I'm going to get those reports back tonight anyhow. During that time, somebody is knocking at the door. Now you can understand the situation. Two people are sitting in front of you. They have been taken as an hostage. The person is holding a gun. He is also very serious about his job. He can do anything. He can shoot at any moment. He can kill the other person also, whoever is on the door. To get those papers were very important. Fowler jumped at the sudden knocking at the door. Ozibal just smiled. Fowler is now more in tension and worried. Oh my God. Now this situation was so severe. Now somebody is at the door. Now what's going to happen? But Ozibal is very relaxed. He smiled. That will be the police, he said. Now just imagine the person is holding a gun. If police arrives, the spy will be also in a problem. So Ozibal is saying in a relaxed way, oh, that is the police that is knocking at our door of the room. He said, I thought that such an important paper as the one we are waiting for should have a little extra protection. So what is he saying? When Max asked, he's saying that obviously those are important papers, so they are coming under the police protection. The police might have come to deliver also, because the papers are very important. So it is the police, and I thought that it would be good for the police also to accompany those papers because they are very important. I told them to check on me to make sure everything was alright. And Ozibal is saying that I had told the police that you do please come and check also, so that these important papers are in safe hand, that is in my hand. That's why I had told the police previously also, so they might have come to check. Max bit his lips nervously. Now obviously Max will get nervous because the police is there. The knocking was repeated, and again the knocking on the door, knock knock knock, continued. Now it is a serious standout of the position. What will you do now, Max? Ozibal says. Ozibal is very relaxed and saying, what are you going to do now, Max? If I do not answer the door, they will enter anyway. And you can understand that the police is its duty. If that I don't answer the door, knocking, I don't open the door, they will get suspicious. They will break open the door and they will enter inside. Because if I don't open for a long time, obviously we are delivering such important paper, and they can understand that the person who is going to have this paper is also very important. So they will get suspicious and they may break the door and come inside. Now what are you going to do, Max? The door is unlocked, and he says that, see, I did not even lock the door. It is just closed. I have not put a lock there. They can just push and come also inside, and they will not hesitate to shoot. And you can understand that you are holding a gun. When they will see the situation, they will start shooting and they will kill you because you are holding the gun. Max's face was black with anger and he backed swiftly towards the window. Now Max is in trouble. It is happening very quickly. He doesn't have much time to think what to do now. Now Max is very angry also because the situation was in his hand, but now it is changed. So he is slowly moving towards the window and he cannot say anything because now if he tried anything he will obviously get killed. The police will catch him. So now Max is in trouble and Ozable is just sitting there relaxed. Now what does he do? Max, he swung his leg over the sill, sent them away, and he's saying he just climbed to the window on the side. He put his one leg out on the window, he's standing there, he's still pointing the gun towards him, and he's saying, send them away. Do Ozable, do something and try to send the police away. He warned, I will wait on the balcony. And he says that I am just sitting on the balcony, I am hiding here. You talk to them, don't tell anything about me. You just keep quiet, keep your mouth shut or else I'll kill you. I am waiting on the balcony. He's saying these words to him and send them off. Means tell the police to just go away, take the papers and tell them to leave. I will wait on the balcony. Send them away or I will shoot you and take my chance. Now obviously he is a spy and he is saying that if you try to act smart or do anything foolish, you be aware that I will shoot you and take my chances. If the police shoots me, then too I am not worried, but I will kill you. I will shoot you also. So you don't take any chances and I am very, very serious about it. So now this situation is getting more tense. The knocking continues on the door. The knocking at the door became louder and the voice was raised. Mr. Ozable, Mr. Ozable. Now the thing is, the person who is knocking at the door is shouting now because nobody is opening the door. Maybe it may be the police also who has come to deliver the letter. So now the knocking continues. Now Max doesn't have much time. He has understood that somebody, if he will open the door, then there will be a lot of problems. So he climbed the window. He is pointing the gun towards him. Keep his body twisted on that. His gun still covered the fat man and the guest. He twisted his body round. He is holding the gun on the guest, means on Fowler and on Ozable both. He is pointing the gun. The man at the window grasped the frame with his free hands to support himself. He put his one hand on the frame, he is holding the frame of the window. He has put his leg on the frame of the window. He is holding the gun. He then swung his other leg up and over the window sill. Now, what did he do? He put his other leg also on the sill of the window. He is ready to jump on the balcony. It is very, very tense situation and it is night, remember that. So he turned and just jumped out of the window on the balcony. The doorknob turned. Swiftly Max pushed his left hand and free himself from the sill and dropped to the balcony. So he just removed his hand from the sill of the window and he just jumped on the balcony. And then as he dropped, he screamed once shrilly. And so as he jumped, he screamed very loudly. It happens when a person falls from a very good height. So as he jumped, he shouted very shrilly as he dropped from the window. The door opened and the waiter stood there with a tray, a bottle and 2 glasses. So the door opened. Now, who was there? There were no secret papers. There was no policeman, there was no one. It was just an ordinary waiter who came into the room. Here is the drink you ordered for when you returned. And what did the waiter say? I brought the drink that you ordered when you entered the room. When you came into the room, before that you had ordered to bring me the drink. Sir, I have brought that for you. He said, and set the tray on the table, deftly uncorked the bottle and left the room. So the waiter came, he left the bottle there, opened it and quietly went out of the room. White-faced Fowler stared at him. Now the Fowler, the poor guy who was just a part of this incident, had a very terrifying experience when all these things happened to him. He is very much terrified. His face has turned into white. He is so much afraid. And now he is staring at, Fowler stared at Ausable. But, he says, he stammered, the police? And now he is saying, but you are talking about the police. Where is the police? And where are those secret papers? Now he is asking Ausable. Ausable started replying by saying, there were no police. What are you talking about? Nobody was to arrive and there was no policeman also at the door. Ausable sighed. Only Henry, whom I was expecting, that is the name of the waiter. I know, only I was expecting, nobody is going to come tonight. I was only waiting for Henry the waiter. But won't that man outside the balcony, out of the balcony? Fowler began. And Fowler is saying, but that man who is sitting on the balcony, who is hiding, what about him? He is going to come inside now. He is going to kill us all. That man who is hiding outside the balcony. Fowler says, Ausable says, no, said Ausable. He won't return. What does Ausable say? He will not return. You see, my young friend, there is no balcony. And he says, there is no balcony. It's just an open window on the 6th floor. So you can understand the story. Ausable was so intelligent, he created an image in Max's mind that there is a balcony, so that Max just jumped outside. Actually, he fell from there and he died. Ausable knew everything. Fowler was so much terrified, and when he came to know at that time, Ausable just said, you see, my friend, there is no balcony. Now there is no balcony, and there never was a balcony outside that room. The other person who was trying to kill us has already died, so don't worry about it. So this is the presence of mind, how he acted, and just until and unless you read the last line of the story, you will not understand what the story was. So this is the suspense of the story, The Midnight's Visitor. That is the presence of mind of Ausable. He may not look like a spy, but he was really a very intelligent spy who handled the situation very easily and saved himself and also the young writer. So here we come to the end of the story. There are questions about it that you need to write down. Go through the story, read it. I don't think you need to read it twice or thrice, because you might have understood the summary also, and after reading it's a suspense story, so you might have understood it for the first time. So just read it once and go through the question answers, and please write down the answers in your fair book. Until we meet again, take care. Thank you very much.